Hey PS94, it's Lashelle, group leader for Unit 5. Welcome to our YouTube channel. So today we will be making my version of guacamole and fresh tortilla chips from scratch. The tortilla chips will be baked in the oven. Children, you should not be using a knife in the kitchen. Please let your parents help you with these steps of cutting up things. Just gonna rinse my hand with some soap and water. Have a paper towel. I'm gonna dry my hands. Some of the materials you're gonna need is a mixing bowl, a cutting board, a spoon, and a fork. And some of the ingredients that I'm gonna be using is the avocado, 2 limes, garlic, tomatoes, 1 onion, cilantro, and sweet peppers. This is optional. I'm also going to be adding jalapenos, or you can use hot pepper, cayenne pepper, whichever one works for you. Those are the only materials that you'll need, and that is all the ingredients. So I'm gonna go right ahead and wash everything out, and I'll be back to show you after I cut up everything and I put everything in the bowl. Be right back. I also have a bag that I'm gonna be using to put all my garbage in. So I'm gonna approximately use about 8 cloves of garlic. This is called a clove of garlic. So I'm using about 8 of these. Different sizes, they're all not the same. It's easier for me to mash it with a knife before I peel the skin off. Mash it with a knife first, or with the bottom of a cup or the bottom of a jug. If you mash the garlic first, it helps the skin to come off easier, so you don't really have to fiddle too much with it. So I'm just gonna cut these ends off because these are not necessary to have. I'm just rinsing off all of my cilantro, piece by piece. Just wanna rinse it over the water like such. You really wanna get all that dust and all of that dirt off that's in between. Warm water, cold water, lukewarm water. I preferably use warm water just to be on the safe side. So I literally take each piece of my cilantro and I wash in between the leaves, in between the stems. You see like the little dirt in between the stems. You want to wash all of that out because you really don't want any of that in your guacamole. So I cut it in half. Use your knife. Use a spoon to scoop it out. And you make sure you get all that avocado off the skin. That's the point of the spoon. I'm just gonna go around the avocado inside the skin. Scoop it right out. The riper the avocado, meaning the softer the avocado, the easier it's going to be for you to do that. voila. You're gonna use your fork to mash the avocado. Once again, the riper the avocado, the easier it is for you to do this. So I'm just mashing the avocado on the side of the bowl. Me personally, I don't like my avocado chunky, so I'm gonna mash it up as smooth as I can. See, I'm mashing it to the side of the bowl. We're gonna start chopping very finely. You don't want it too chunky. Unless you like it chunky, then that's your personal preference. Cut up the sweet pepper. So what I usually do is I slice it like this. This also you don't have to add into your guacamole. This is just something I've learned to add, just to add extra flavor. I grab with the knife in my hands again, straight into my mixing bowl. I have a half of a red and a half of a green. To do them all in a bunch like how I'm doing, you can do them one by one. And when I say mixing bowl, I mean the bowl that has the avocado really smashed in it. Straight into the mixing bowl. I will move it on to tomatoes. Put the tomato on a flat surface. Slice it straight down. I'm going to take a piece of the tomato and slice it into parts like this. So now it should look like this. I'm going to do that with all the pieces of the tomatoes. You're going to bunch them up just the same way you did it with the sweet peppers. And you're going to dice them up into small pieces. Okay, now that I'm done with my tomatoes and I put them in my mixing bowl, you can just cut them in half and then slice them up. Mince up my garlic. You want to make sure that you get your garlic really small because you don't want to have big chunks of garlic in your guacamole. Now that that's cut up into slices, I'm going to bunch them up together like this. And I'm going to use my knife and I'm going to go back and forth on my cutting board to dice it up smaller. So this is what we're looking like so far. This is my garlic that's finely minced and chopped up. I'm actually going to slice this up really small. Straight into my mixing bowl. So I'm gonna get 2 whole jalapenos. So I'll cut the ends off down the middle, cut it up into regular slices. You can also use the regular hot peppers. I'm gonna cut this up into small dices. Okay, so I had 2 limes. And I cut them up into 4 pieces. I already rinsed and washed them out. I'm just gonna squeeze the lime juice into the mixing bowl. I'm back with some salt, some black pepper, and a bigger spoon for me to mix everything together. So I'm just gonna add salt to taste. I don't usually measure it out because I usually know how much salt I would want. Some black pepper, just a little bit, and we're just gonna mix all of this up. If you notice when you're mixing, you feel like you can add some more stuff. Like for me right now, I'm looking at it and I'm like, I might add some more cilantro. You can add more lime juice if you would like. The lime juice and the salt together really gives it a nice flavor. This next step, you're gonna need obviously your tortilla chips. I already went ahead and opened it. Some olive oil, just because it's healthier than regular oil, but you can use regular oil if that's what you have in your house. Knife, cutting board, and I have 2 big pans. I'll take all of them out of the package. I already preheat my oven to 350 degrees. Cut them into triangles. I'm gonna cut it in half. Turn it. Cut it in half again. And then those 4 pieces, we're just gonna cut those 4 pieces into halves. Just to get them into smaller chips. So I'm gonna finish cutting these up and I'm gonna put them on the pan and I'm gonna show you what it looks like. Drizzle some olive oil all over. Not too much, just a little bit. I'm gonna coat them with some oil so they don't stick. And it gives it a nice crisp layer. And you're also gonna do this for the rest of the chips.
Now you're going to help oven the dough. Place in the oven for 10 to 15 minutes.
Alright, hey guys, I'm back. So my first batch of tortilla chips is done. I still have some here that is cut up. So this is what your finished product should look like. You don't have to have it as golden, crispy as mine. I just like it that way. And then that'll be it. And then here you have it. Tortilla chips and guacamole. I hope you guys enjoy. I hope you guys learned something new. Let me know how this recipe worked out for you. And bye guys. Enjoy.